Thank you, and here's part two. So, with somebody always chasing that euphoria, those dopamines inside their brain that makes them happy, think back to when you were a kid on Christmas. You get that nice toy, that cool toy that you've wanted for months. You get it. You play with that toy. Eventually, where does that toy end up? In the toy box. In the closet, under the bed. Or it's just gone because you don't play with it anymore. That's somebody with NPD in a relationship. So while you're thinking to yourself that you love this person, you finally found somebody maybe not everybody's so bad. Maybe there is love out there. They're like, this makes me happy for now, so I'm just gonna go with it. So the whole time you're putting all the work in, doing everything you can, but nothing's good enough. And as time goes on, it starts to just wear you down and wear you down like water going over a rock. Just slowly starts to make that rock smaller and smaller and smaller. And eventually you can't even hold a piece of paper down. And when they see that, they notice that. They're like, well, time to go shopping for a new toy. You cared so much, you loved so much, and you still do, and they're arguing with you over the smallest things. Smallest things like, why is this plate still on the counter? How come there's stuff sitting on the bed? How can you wash the clothes with this temperature of water? It doesn't matter what it is, they'll find anything they can. They're keeping you sidetracked over these arguments because they got somebody else waiting in the distance, and they're trying to make sure that they can be with this person. So you're fighting to keep the relationship, they're fighting to get out of it. Without just, they could just leave. Say this isn't working. But they're cowards. They don't have empathy, they don't have compassion, they don't know what love is. So eventually they just leave. And then you're landslided. Like, what the heck? And you're left trying to wrap your brain around all this stuff. But unless you have the knowledge of somebody with NPD, you're not going to understand it. And that's the purpose of these videos, is to help people understand this stuff. But, so you're left trying to wrap your head around all this stuff and trying to figure out ways to make it work with you guys, because you miss them. But they don't miss you because they already have somebody over there or wherever they're staying with them. So you're left feeling responsible for all of your stuff, all of their stuff. You're heartbroken, you're depressed, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you lose enjoyment in anything you've ever enjoyed before. You have problems making your own decisions, you can't even go grocery shopping because you're questioning everything you do. You're in complete shock. And they're over there. Well, I don't have to say what they're doing, but they depleted you of all your resources. Everything that is you, including, I'm sorry, I hope this doesn't make the video get demonetized, but they drain you of your soul. And they do hop and skip off into the rainbow on a unicorn and snatch up that pot of gold. And you're over here trying to make diamonds out of rocks that you found in your yard. But one thing I have learned from stuff I've researched and experiences in life, it's all smoke and mirrors. Because guess what? Go back to that new toy you got on Christmas. You got a new one sometime after that. That one became boring. You didn't want that anymore. You wanted, I don't know, a bike or a gaming machine or I don't know, new clothes. And those became old news. That's gonna happen again with your ex. Because they're never happy. They never grew up. They never learned how to appreciate. They never learned how to understand that they don't just get whatever they want, and people don't just owe them anything they want. So that rainbow, it disappears because it's not raining anymore. That unicorn, that just ends up being a broomstick that they're pretending to use as a unicorn. That pot of gold, it ain't a pot of gold. It's just a bucket of compost. And you're picking up those rocks, trying to make diamonds, but you end up making a Zen garden. You're finding peace while they're finding misery and decay. It can take a long time to build that Zen garden. You want everything to be in place. Look the way that makes you feel at ease, calm. Meanwhile, they're trying to get that rainbow back. They gotta try harder to imagine that unicorn and imagine that container of compost to be a bigger pot of gold. You're happy with what you have, enjoying what you have, and just being in the moment. They're always wanting more and more. Who do you think's gonna be happier in the end? It's gonna be you. It's gonna be me. But the journey to healing is not enjoyable, and it's a long one. But you gotta keep going the journey. And I hope we can all learn from this kind of stuff. Because it's not right to do. And another thing is, you gotta remember they're hurting more on the inside than you are. You're stronger than them. You have more morals and values. They're taking the easy way out. You're taking the more difficult. You're taking the moral high ground. They're trying to dig their way through trenches, and they're trying to get away. Trenches collapse. You might just get tired and take a break from climbing the mountain, but eventually you'll get to the top. And you'll get to the top before they get done digging their trench. Anyways, thanks for listening again. Please like and subscribe, and maybe share this with some people. Thank you and take care. Peace.